wonders. You are the God of miracles. You gave me joy and peace within, Lord. Yes, I have come to testify. No one can do the things you do. Always on time, you never late. I've got to stand and testify, Lord. This miracle.
Come on, stand up on your feet and say, we testify. We celebrate.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
Oh, we testify. We celebrate. Oh,
Lord, we give you all the praise.
hey, we testify. We celebrate. Lord, everything you've
Lord, we
done.
give you all the praise.
We testify. We celebrate.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
You stood by me.
You stood by me when no one could.
Come on, say you are the
You
love.
are the love that never leaves. I am here to testify, Lord,
Come on.
of how you took away my shame.
Now listen.
You made something out of nothing.
Hey,
I can't deny your love for me.
I can't deny your love for me.
I'm in a lost for words.
I'm in a love. I'm in a love.
Life is not the same again.
We testify. We celebrate. We celebrate for all you've done, Lord.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
We testify and we celebrate. Yeah, for all you've done, Lord.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
We testify. Oh, for everything, Lord.
For all you've done, Lord, we give you all the praise.
We testify. We celebrate. We celebrate. We celebrate.
Lord, we give you all the praise.
Uneniheshimisha, Yesu. This is my day of victory.
For everything you've done for me, I gotta stand and testify.
Hey, uneniheshimisha, Yesu. This is my day to celebrate.
For everything you've done for me, I gotta stand and testify.
I gotta dance and testify. Come on, come on, come on. Elele, elele. Yeah. Oh, mudedeki wangu. Ah, Mungu wa majeshi. Mungu wa mapendo. Hakuna mwingine. Ah, umetenda mema juu yangu Baba.
Takwaba limbishina eli unayeshiwa pesa mbali ya chalo ili alinga malumbo ukuchila ishina yenu mwe tatae nani yae na shishi mwana ubukata bwenu wabakosefye nizamtokoza bwanjine ubukata wenu wabakonsefye mweba mushilo nemilalo nimwe
Lesa waba lesa na leta malumbo kulimwe Chilolo wa mutende na muchendi kwe Mwewa mbwesha nenkumbushe nufie Mwewa nsunga nechite mwiko ichamu ya nizamtokoza bwanjine Mwewa mushilo ne milalo ni mwe
Tell you say you can never be the one, but God say, make I tell you say now you him choose in 1 month, in 1 week, you will sing a new song in 2 days, lesser than you will hear, congratulations, you're in the glory of God. Congratulations, He has done it for you. And you will come back with a new song to sing. God is good. Yes, you will come again with a new song of praise. God is good. Oh, say that I can never be all that I see. I've seen that God is greater than that. Who can battle with the Lord? Nobody. Who can change His mind about me? Through many years, in many ways, I have seen His faithfulness forever and ever.
Tribulation. I bring you good news where you cannot refuse. Oh Lord, I told you with Christ say you can never lose. Well God, woman, I beg you give me your attention. Very, very soon you will share your testimony. One by one you will tell your testimony. Bigger than money, we say sweeter than honey.
Congratulations, you're in the glory of God. Congratulations, He has done it for you. And you will come back with a new song to sing. Your God is good. Oh.
One day
you will come again with a new song of praise. God is good. Oh, congratulations.
Tell little one, sit down on the rhythm like a king on a throne. And I put you boy alongside the day. Two and we together in a celebration.
I have a message for you. God has sent me to
Elohim, Elion, Ale Shelewi. The greatness is all I see. There is nothing you cannot do. There's no mountain you cannot move. If you have said it, then you will do it.
What did we talk about yesterday? We're recapping. If you were here yesterday, what did Yes. 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 So we looked at vision, we looked at the theories. We're going to go into that, types of leadership now. We have assignment to do that. We looked at the concept of leadership. We tried to break it down, its definition, and we saw that leadership is influence, leadership is following people. Yes, thank you, Chanel. Somebody else, please pick it up from there. If you were here, yes? Okay, so if we're going to learn and grow our leadership, we have to do a lot of personal reflection, self-reflection, self-awareness. Self-reflection will bring self-awareness. Self-awareness will bring self-regulation. So you grow that way, okay? Yes? Somebody else? Yes, ma'am. Yes. Good. So a leader models their talk. A good leader should model their talk. And a good leader is looking at their vision, will bring and their vision and character, the vision and behavior, the modeling of what they do will bring inspiration and motivation of their followers. That's good. Yes. Somebody else? What did we talk about yesterday? Good. Change will never happen by thinking it. Change happens when you start to do it. Until you start doing it, you will not see change. Okay, very good. Anybody else? Yes? So we talked. So let's move from what did we talk about? So tell me, what did you learn yesterday? What did you learn? What did you learn? When you went back home, you reflected on what was that thing you learned? We talked about, we just mentioned self-reflection will bring about self-awareness. So what did you take home yesterday that you reflected on and created an awareness about you and your leadership? Yes? Anybody? Because we say that's where learning starts. Learning starts when you start reflecting and personalizing it to you. So what did you do yesterday? Did you do that? Or you just closed it in a book until this morning? Yes. Yes. Most of the things you do, you are not aware. You just do it because that's your program. Yes. Yes. So your consciousness, your awareness makes you make the right decisions. For example, let me ask you this. This is an easy one. Play back. I know you're happily married, but try and play back to when you were just courting. You were dating. He just started talking to you. Did you just dress anyhow? Did you notice before you went out, everything had to be in place? So you find that that love situation made you so aware that everything had to match. Your hair had to be in place. You were conscious of time. You were this. So that consciousness made you choose dress in a way. Now, play down the line, you're married. 5 years, something. Do you think like that anymore? When you wake up, are you aware of what you are wearing? Do you think about all that anymore? You're now used to it, isn't it? So you find that in that relationship, you're not intentional anymore. You are just programmed. The way you talk is the way you talk. You don't choose what to say. Before then, have you noticed you used to choose? Even how are you? You plan that how are you to get an effect, a result. That's what they mean when they say we only use 5%. Because most of the time, we live in that subconscious state that you don't think about anything. You do it without thinking. And therefore, the person that succeeds is someone that is more aware. They are always conscious. And they call it mindfulness. Today, that's the modern catchy word for it, mindfulness. So everywhere you go today, they are looking at mindfulness and being mindful in everything, blah, 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 blah. So that is a critical factor for success. So if I start being aware, I start using more of my brain. I start using more of my potential and my ability. I become more successful because I'm more intentional. So I'm trying to explain more to you what you were thinking at home to bring more light into it. You find that if it's just you don't care. You are in your chitenge throughout the day. You don't care anything. You just wake up, it's 16 hours. Doesn't matter to you. But if you have to make money and you have an opportunity that you've never had before, every minute you are counting. And you are mindful of everything you are doing. You are very conscious on everything. You see, at that point in time, you are growing. You're thinking, everything is growing. You notice everything. You see everything. You have this thing. Otherwise, imagine if you go into your bedroom most of the time. How many times do you notice new things in your bedroom? For most people, they don't notice because they are used to it. You understand? If it's a person coming in there for the first time, they see everything, or they ought to see everything, because they are curious. That curiosity makes them see. But someone that is already used to that place, they just take it that it's my bedroom. So they don't notice anything. So that if something was on the table, because they are so used to that table, they don't check, is there anything new here? They just feel it's my bedroom. That you will say, I'm looking for my keys. Somebody will say, it's on your table. You say, no, I didn't see it there. Because you are used to it. Then you come back, then you see it on your table and say, why did you put it here? The person said, I thought you would see it there. But you didn't see it because that's just normal. That's just the way your bedroom is. Yeah. And that's something that happens. You are used to putting something in your bedroom in a certain way. You always put it, maybe you hang it on the wall. Somebody takes it off the wall and puts it on the table, just on the wall too. You will never see it on the table. Once you don't see it on the wall, crisis in your head. And somebody says it's on the table, but you never saw it because to you, it shouldn't be there, it's on the wall, and you are looking all over for it. Have you noticed some people that always have their glasses on their head and they are saying, where's my glasses? Or some people holding their key and they are saying, where's my key? They say, you are holding it. I don't know. No awareness. Things like that explain that. Okay? Cool. Anybody else before we push? Yes, ma'am. Yes. 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 So that's autocratic. I like that. I was going to explain that to you today. Yes. Very good. Very good. Very good. Okay. Let's take this, what you just said, and reflect. Showed you, right? Let's take it back into. Do you remember the question you asked yesterday that brought us into that space? You said, try and remind us of that question. Yes, yes, yes. No, you were not. You were just throwing something out. You were saying leaders oftentimes are not aware or don't reflect on themselves because sometimes it's as if everything is going well, they think everything is okay, as it were. Something like that. I think that's what you're saying.
And that's if they're not honest with themselves,
Aha.
they will just think everything is fine.
Yeah.
Because everything is about
Yeah. So when you put the two together now, you went home to reflect and you saw that you use different styles because now you are dipping into effective leadership. I hope I can use this. Where's the black of yesterday? So we're looking at effective leadership, and I'm bringing it up because of what you just discovered of yourself. And most leaders are like that. What you've just said to us is this. For a leader to be effective, they read and respond. So, and it's part of you being transformative or servant leader a lot of times. Because you have to adapt your leadership skill. We call it the cycle of leadership. It's a cycle. If you really are going to take care of, if you love so looking at it from the eyes of servant leadership, if you love your kid and the kid hasn't shown you they have any ability, when you are being directive, which you say is dictatorial, directive, does that mean you hate the person? What does it mean? You're actually helping the person. You love the person. That's why you're using that style. But when that person becomes 21 and has shown you I'm educated at this, do you use the same style? At 6, go and brush your teeth. Brush it for 2 minutes. Go back and brush it again. Make your bed. Go and pick your underwear from the floor. Put it in the washing basket. Hang your towel somewhere. Go and put off the light. Switch the light off in your room. Are you doing it because you are a dictator? You are doing it because that is what will make your leadership effective at that stage of, we'll look at it when we talk about cycle today. Therefore, if somebody sees you like that, is it because you are a dictatorial, autocratic leader? No, it's because you are an effective leader. Because you have read the level of that person's ability and you are leading with what is appropriate for that person. Now, when you see the person give you proficiency, gives you ability, gives you all that, what happens? You start changing. When that person now starts saying, I tried to do it, I couldn't do it, I failed, I'm giving up, what do? You see, you change again. You are supportive, you are coaching, but it is based on what that person is giving you. So a leader reads and responds, so that it helps that follower grow. Because one of the most important things a leader does is grow their followers to become leaders. Therefore, if you want to grow the follower to become leaders, we talked about the child yesterday, you don't give them everything they want. At the beginning, imagine a child coming to tell you, when the child is 2, 3, 4, saying, I want to wear my Superman swimsuit, and you are going to church. You just bought the swimsuit. The child loves the swimsuit. Everything they do is the swimsuit. Then the child says, tomorrow I'm going to church, my Superman outfit. What would you say? So if that child says, you are not listening to me, what do? You know, you just tell the person, change it now. It's not negotiable. Now, does that mean that is your default style of leadership? It just means you understand situation leadership now. Something is not the same as situation, but that situation, that circumstance brought out that in you. But when the child now is now 7, 8, you actually tell the child, go and pick out what you want to wear to church. And a lot of times you find that you allow the child. Because the child has learned from mommy what and what not. The child has learned Sunday is this, Monday is this, going out is this, staying at home is this. Have you seen your children sometimes, the thing you bought for them for Christmas Day itself, they want to wear it tomorrow. What do you tell them? Go and take it off. And your face changes and everything changes because you are saying you ought to know that. And the child looks at you and says, what is my own blah blah blah. What do you say? You can't wear it now. And if you are the child, you go and tell the father. You don't tell the father, the mother said I shouldn't wear it. You tell the father, can I wear this? And of course the father will say what? No, fathers always say, yes, go and wear it. Then the mother says, why did you tell him to wear it? After I told, he said, I didn't know. The child has played the heads. It's called child psychology, isn't it? And then the child goes back to the mother and says, Daddy said. That's where the fight in the house comes. Then you storm into the bedroom. Why are you undermining me? Something. The child has played the game. That's politics. What I just described to you happens in your jobs, in every place. And you go in there and say, you don't regard me, you don't think of me, you don't this. No. That child has seen the gaps. So when that happens, once, twice, 3 times, then the man will, what did your mommy say? Because he knows I'm going to be slapped now. So what did your mommy say? Go and do what your mommy says. What happens then? That child starts to grow because there's no gap anymore. There's no escape anymore. Then grumbling, they take it off, and they know now it doesn't work. So don't go and tell Daddy, it gets worse. They negotiate with mommy now. That's what are you doing? You are building that child up in their character, in their development. So a leader is not just a leader because they are there. A leader is a leader because they are growing their followers too. So the leadership you apply is not because you are this or that. It's because there's a potential you see that has to come out of that person. And that person has to be better than you. Therefore, you can't do it democracy or the same every time. So that's what you were seeing at home yesterday. And that's what makes you effective. So to the husband, there's a different style. To the child and to the children, not the same style to every child. It's the same thing in your office and your workspace. The beauty with leadership is this. You see, management skills apply only to certain jobs, certain tasks. Leadership applies to everything. So if you learn leadership, it makes you better and effective in every area of your life. So thank you for that. That was good reflection. And that's very good. I pray that all of us will do that every day. Reflection is so important. That is where your growth starts. When you start thinking and reflecting. A lot of us don't think. A lot of us worry. We spend time worrying and we think we are thinking. No. Thinking is always constructive. Thinking is always productive. Worrying and all the things we do does not produce anything but create more negatives. So what you do is think. Thinking is creative. Thinking is constructive. The others is not thinking. Okay. So let's go on to today. And let's pick it up from what are the qualities of a leader? From where we stopped yesterday. So we have looked at that. We've looked at what leadership is, isn't it? And we said leadership is influencing people to follow you. Yeah? Now, what are the qualities? What makes a leader a leader? What makes that leader a great leader? So let's look at qualities of leadership. And I like what we started with here, effective leadership. So we'll come back to cycles of leadership, but let's look at qualities of leadership. So what are the qualities? Remember what we started with yesterday? We said there is the leader. We said there is leading. And we said there is leadership. Okay, so the leader, we said, is based on traits, correct? We said traits. So the leader is a person. And the person, leadership, the person is based on, the leader is a person and is based on the person's traits. What else did we call traits? Attributes. And what else do we give? We say the attributes make up what? Character. So we ended up saying leadership, therefore, is character. Okay? Now, it is this traits, attributes, character that people receive from you that determine whether they will follow you or not. Okay? So the nexus, the place where a leader and a follower meet, you can call it a moment of truth. Okay, the nexus. Nexus means the place of meeting. Where it is when they see your behavior, that's the point they decide whether they are following you or not. So your behavior is the nexus, where you call it a moment of truth. That is where they decide whether they follow you or not. So leader is a person and is based on traits, attributes, character. What does that mean? It means that if I can change my traits, my attitudes, my character, I can become a good or a bad leader. Correct? Good. And you identified some of these traits. So these are the traits now you call qualities and attributes of a good or bad leader. Okay? And when you understand this, you realize it's not about how much school you've gone. School is good, because this is schooling now. So it's enhancing your knowledge, and the more enlightenment you have, the better you can adjust. So without education, without school, you find that you remain where you are. You don't grow. You will think this is who I am. You can see what Mrs. Malundu said. She says, when I reflected at home, I realized I'm not just stuck in one thing. That alone is so liberating. That alone makes you even stop blaming yourself. Because sometimes some people go away thinking, oh, you're just, and some people think, oh, being autocratic is bad. There are many great people who are very autocratic. It doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that that's their default style. And it achieves certain things. Do you understand? Good. There are some people that say, oh, transformational leaders, but a lot of great people are very transactional leaders. And it works for them. So don't put everything in a box. Understanding it makes you more effective to use it. And it helps you know what brings out the best out of people and what to use. You see, a leader is someone that has resources, that knows how to deploy it at the right time to get the results they want. That's what real leadership is. You want to know what to use at the right time to bring out what you want from that person. There are sometimes you want something from a person and you are going democratically, nothing will move. There's a leadership that you want to make people like you. So you are sitting and committee, meeting, nothing happens. You get to a place where you don't do that. Meetings can't help you. You need to take action. You understand? So that has to be, the leader has to know, when is it we sit down to have a meeting? When is it we have to move? That leader has to know that. Otherwise, they'll be having meeting for 3 years and they will never achieve anything. So leadership is not being stuck in a style. Leadership is knowing what to use and deploy at the right time to be effective. Leadership is knowing what is the best style to use to, so yes, I'm predominantly this, but I must know what to do to use to bring out what I want from that person or from my team to achieve our results. So you read and respond like we said. Good. So traits. What is leading there for? Notice leader is a person, correct? What is leading? In fact, before we go to leading, let's see What are the traits, the qualities, the attributes that make up a good leader? The next time we come, so there will be training part 2 for you. You can't learn everything in one day, isn't it? So those that want to continue learning, you have to put your names down, and we have to work out how we work out your training program. Okay? Because we need to teach you the laws of leadership, the qualities of a leader in detail. Not, this is just highlighting stuff to you. Praise God. So, what are the qualities that make a good leader? So, let's see here. Qualities of a leader. Who is the leader you want to follow? What are the qualities of, let's start with a good leader. A leader that you feel is a great leader. Qualities means, what are the attributes you think that make that person a good leader? Yes? So, one is leading by example. A good leader leads by example. Yes? From yesterday, what is the most important thing a leader brings, apart from example? Character. Let's say character here. Character, example, yes? So, oh, I like that. You put a lot of things in that. So a good leader is committed to self-development. Okay, self-development. Good. That means they're committed to lifelong learning. That's another way of putting it. Lifelong learning. So every leader is a learner. Every leader is a learner. Therefore, every leader is a reader. You've heard that. Leaders are readers. You cannot grow in leadership if you don't learn. If you don't love learning, you can't grow. A lot of people say, I have 20 years experience. I say, you have 1 year experience repeated 20 times. 20 years. You've not grown. You've not learned anything new. You're only repeating what you learned. And you are saying, I have 20 years experience. You don't have 20 years experience. You're only repeating your garbage. Challenges you. You know, it's easy when you lead people that are below your level. Imagine you are in number 2 in leadership and you're leading between 1-0 leadership. They will make you think you're a champion. You will feel good. And people that will learn get uncomfortable there. You want to follow people that are 6 and 7. And guess what? If you are following people that are 6 and 7, you will start seeing your inadequacies. You have a goal. Do I return to people that make me feel I'm a superstar, or do I stay with people that are 6 and 7, and one day I will be 6 and 7? So that's what it is when you are learning and growing. You begin to see areas where you can grow. That's what makes good leaders. They grow. How? They are learning. So when you see a person that you can't talk to, you can't tell, if you are talking, it's just passing the ear like this. They are waiting for you to finish because they feel they are right. They don't grow. They don't learn. Their leadership remains the same. Yes, somebody else? Anybody else? Yes. They have integrity. One of the greatest things a leader would have is integrity. If you want your leadership to last, it must be built on integrity. What is integrity? Some people think integrity means being honest. Honesty is just one part. Integrity, what does it mean? When they say integrity, what does it mean? Yes? Yes, ma'am. To live by your word. Okay? Integrity, to live by your word. What else is the definition integrity? The word integrity comes from what? The word integra. What does integra mean? Maybe you've encountered that word before. Okay, check the meaning of the word integrity, everybody. Check the meaning of that word integrity. This is a place you want to put up Google and give us what integrity means. Yes, anybody? Read it.
Mine says the quality of being honest
Uh-huh.
and having strong moral principles.
Okay.
The step of being whole and undivided.
Good. Now that is where integrity is. You see, the quality of being honest is good, but it says the word integra comes from wholeness. Read that again.
The step of being whole and undivided.
Start of being, that means you are not two people. That means the opposite of integrity will be hypocrisy. That means two-faced, two. What you are inside is not what you are outside. That's a lack of character. Do for me, checking your Google, etymology of integrity. The etymology of integrity. That means the root meaning of the word integrity. That's what etymology is. What is the root meaning of that word, integrity? The root meaning of the word integrity. What does it mean? Have you seen it? There's a thing you must download. It's called the Etymology Bible, the Etymology Dictionary. It gives you the root word of everything. The word integrity evolved from the Latin adjective integra, meaning whole or complete. So integrity is coming from completeness, wholeness. Okay? In this context, integrity is the inner sense of wholeness deriving from qualities such as honesty, consistency of character. That means what you are in your house is what you are outside. That means you don't have a way you behave to Ellen, another way you behave to Precious, another way you behave to Charity. No, it is this me. Do you understand? And in the Bible it says, who is the person that will be blessed by God? The one that speaks the truth in his heart and does not change. Another word for that, Psalm 15, that is telling you integrity. That person has integrity. So what you show me outside is who you are inside. You don't have one behavior in public and one behavior. So integrity has nothing to, it's not just, oh, it tells the truth. Oh, that person. No. Sometimes the people you think are thieves have integrity because they show you, I'm a thief. I'm not hiding it. I'm a thief. They don't hide. Do you understand? Some people, I like this about people. There are some people you will go out and call them prostitutes. Some people call them some commercial sex work. They are upfront. They are honest. They have integrity. You can, in your moral state, be judging. That's your business. This is who they are. Okay? That's why you see some people say, come out of the closet. That means be yourself. Don't be afraid of what people will think about you. Be you. What's that? Integrity. Wholeness. So integrity is coming from inside, a state of wholeness. It's coming from a state of, your self-concept is high. It's like me, I tell people, I don't have to lie to anybody. I don't need anything from you. I'm not afraid of you. The most you can do is not like me. This is me. So if you want to work, I tell you, I don't play mind games. I'm straight. So I tell you up, I don't think about it here, then go and talk it behind. I talk it in your face. With you alone, nobody else. So do you understand integrity now? Integrity is not just about lying and stealing. It's about the person. Consistency of character. Did you get that? Yes.
I'm reminded as you're explaining, you're saying the part of integrity.
Yes.
There's a time you told me we're talking and then you said to the pure all things are pure.
Yes.
So I'm looking at integrity in this aspect, having a perception of purity, which is one.
It's coming from it's coming from a good place. It's coming from a pure place. That is, otherwise they'll say that person has a hidden agenda. There's no integrity in that. Yes. We'll relate it soon when we do cycle of leadership, and you'll see how does a leader now build trust in followers to give followers, because a lot of followers have that problem. You want them to give you room to do something. You want them to receive your counsel. You want them to give you a position. They don't give you that until they trust you. Now, if they trust you, they are going to trust you. They are not just trusting you as in, oh, your character. They will trust you as in your competence. Do you understand? Results. So it's not just, oh, you don't lie. Can you drive? You don't lie doesn't mean you can drive. So I'm not going to give you the keys because you don't lie. I'm going to give you the keys because you don't lie and you can drive. But you can drive, but you lie. So I give you the car to drive. Then you tell me you bought petrol at 500, but you bought petrol at 150. And I can see the tank, 150 petrol, but you told me it's 500 petrol. Guess what the next time? I'm not giving you the car. Oh, but I've been working with you for 6 months. You never want me to drive. Did you come to drive? It's based on my discretion. If I don't trust you, I'm not giving that privilege to you. Then you can say, oh, that man, his leadership or her leadership is something, something. No, it's not problem with her. It's problem with she doesn't trust you yet. Show that person you are trustworthy. Show you are dependable. Show you have integrity. Guess what they'll do? They'll delegate authority to you. Because every leader wants to share their leadership. But you have to earn it. Otherwise, when that thing goes down, they don't come and blame you. They blame the leader. The leader can delegate responsibilities, can delegate activity, but cannot delegate the responsibility. That means if anything happens, get who they hold responsible? The leader. Therefore, the leader withholds authority until you prove you can do it. And the way you prove you can do it is that small time they'll give you a small responsibility. Go and do this. Whether you fail or not, you are telling the leader, you can trust me or don't trust me next time. Because I will disappoint you. So every opportunity you are giving is an opportunity to showcase how good you can be if they trust you with power, if they trust you with responsibilities. That's how you grow. So what makes you grow in your leadership? Responsibilities you take. The roles you take, that those roles now show your supervisor or your superior how good or how proficient you are. Now, they use it to read you and they now plan how to grow you, because you must develop the leaders around you, isn't it? So you now have to you find that for each person there's a different plan. You can't grow everybody the same way. What is all that talking about? Effective leadership, isn't it? A leader is leadership is the ability to build teams around you that will achieve results. Good. So we're talking about qualities. We've just landed on integrity. What else is a quality that you think will make for good leadership? So between now and tomorrow, you are going to read up on qualities of leadership. Okay, what else? Give me. You have character, exemplary character. You have committed to self-development, lifelong learning. You have integrity. So we only have 3 there. Give me some more. Okay, they are strategic thinkers. A lot of people don't understand what strategic thinking is. Sorry? They are innovative, creative. So let's use the word creative. You can't be a leader if you are not creative. Okay? So creative, innovative, And I like the phrase you use, they encourage it. So when we start looking at transformational leader, you see why the transformational leader is a transformational leader. Because they encourage innovation. They're in a place where people can bring their ideas and they try it out and they feel safe. Okay? What else is integrity for us? Sorry, what else is the quality of leadership? A leader has to have a vision. So visionary. V-I-S-I-O-N. Vision. It's a quality of a leader. Yes? Yes, ma'am. Very good. A leader must have communication. He must be a good communicator. It's one of the greatest things a leader needs, communication. How do you cast your vision if you don't know how to communicate? So you must practice your communication skills. And one way of doing it is public speaking. One way to develop your communication skills. Like now, you find that a lot of people will come through this training and they will never talk throughout the week. You can't be a leader that way. Practice public speaking is a way of growing your leadership. Don't shy away from taking the place and talking. Yes, somebody else? So, pride. So, leadership is humility. So, a good leader is a humble leader. Why is humility important? Why is humility important? You cannot learn without humility. You cannot learn without humility. Number two, humility helps you to respect and regard other people. Humility is knowing who you are and knowing who you are not. If you don't know who you are, you won't know who you are not. Why is that important? Let's stretch that. Why is it important to know who you are? Because until you know who you are, you can't know who you are not. Why is it important to know who you are? And knowing who you are brings humility. Why? Yes? Good. Knowing who you are shows you your strengths. What does this show you again? You're able to tell your strengths. What else do you think it shows you? It shows you your weaknesses. Therefore, what does it do to you? It humbles you. And it makes you do what? Sorry? It makes you appreciate other people. It makes you appreciate other people that have strengths you don't have. So what does it bring about? You see, when you know who you are, you have this independence. But when you know who you are not, it brings what? Interdependence. That's when you start appreciating teams. But if you think you are all that, then you want to do everything. And what happens in such a place? You won't give people room to do their part because you want to do everything. You want to play the keyboard, you want to play the drums, you want to play the, what they call it? You want to play everything because it's about you. You get it? But when you realize who you are, you realize, I'm not good at that. That means I need somebody that is good. I'm number 10 in keyboard, but I'm 2 in drums. So instead of me trying to play drums, look for somebody that is number 10 in drums. And let the person be the drummer. And celebrate the drummer. And you focus on your keyboard. But if you want to play the drums and play the keyboard, so every time that person is playing the keyboard, the drums, what are you doing? You're competing with the person. But you're only number 2. He is 10 or she is 10. Get off that place. Do you understand? Let's take David. If you don't mind me using Bible examples for you. Could David play the harp? No. Yes. It was that gift that brought David to Saul. Is David a musician? No. Who's David? The king. So imagine if David never wanted to stop playing the harp because you knew me by the harp, so I must play the harp every time. Will he ever be king? He had to leave that for him to become, isn't it? So what did he do? He trained the people they called David's mighty men so that he could focus on running the country because he has strong, mighty people in other places. But when those mighty people thought they could take over, what did David do? He arranged them, isn't it? Even if he didn't arrange them, he told Solomon to arrange them. So when you work with people that don't know who they are, you have a problem too. You have people now. So your job is to build your team so that each one knows how many of your body parts does the same thing. So for this team to work, there has to be specialization. Everybody knows who they are. This right hand, does it do what the left hand does? Are they two hands? But they don't do the same. There's tibia, there's fibula, there's this. Are they the same? The left and the right. If you take this one to want to fit into this one, it may not fit. Do you understand? It's the same way for leadership, for teams, for working with people. If leadership is leading people, 2 or 3 people, one person even following you, you're a leader. Therefore, you have to know how to operate that. Does it make sense? So the leader is like the coach. The leader can play football, but the leader is the coach. He knows which each team member can play, creates a space for them to play, sets the rules of the playing, and allows them to play to give the team results. They all make up the team. But the winning team is made up of coach and who? Players and support staff. Every one of them has a role to play. If they are all experts in their area, then the team does not have a weakness. The problem is when one person is not doing their job and the other person has to do their job, and then you don't have effective teams. Okay? So that's a quality, humility. It brought us into that discussion. Yes, any quality else you think? Yes, ma'am.
The leader has to be persistent and consistent.
So, persistence. You could use consistent. Okay. Another one you could put there, committed, determination. So those are qualities. Let's look at the other side. If we want to talk about a bad leader, what would you say the qualities of a bad leader is? If we may say that. What qualities negate your leadership? Yes? So what would you call that? Say no vision. That's a good one. How do you lead people if you don't know where you're going? Where are you taking us? That means a person that doesn't have a vision will spend their time going everywhere. Have you seen a person that doesn't have, play this with me. You wake up on a day where you know that today I have to finish before 17 so I have to submit everything before 17 so I can get business. If it goes late, that business is closed, I miss it. How is your day that day? Huh? When you wake up in the morning, how is your day? Have you noticed before you go to bed, you plan everything? You're waking up in the morning, you know where you're going, you know where. In fact, you plan the time you wake up, you plan everything. Have you noticed that day you are so focused, you're in a hurry? Imagine somebody comes to say, let me tell you what happened in the village today. What do you say to such a person? I'm very busy. I'm really busy. Can you talk to me after 18? Yeah? Why? There's a vision. Have you noticed the vision determines when you take a break? In fact, do you take a break? What determines your break now? Whether you finished your work. In fact, you are even praying for more time. Everything that doesn't concern you to achieve that thing, notice, you throw it out of you don't do it. That is what happens to a person when they have a vision. Imagine you didn't have that deadline to meet. How's your day? You wake up anytime. What else? You spend time eating. You sit down on that table. You are saying, let me eat breakfast. I won't die. I can't kill myself. Then you are in traffic. Have you noticed? If you are in traffic, if you are driving, you are now looking for every shortcut to beat the traffic. But when you don't have anything you are aiming for, what happens? You enjoy the traffic, you put on the radio, you increase the volume. You give people way, enter, enter, enter. When you are going somewhere, they say, why is this person so mean? No, they are in a hurry to get something. So a life without vision is like that. Have you noticed you greet everybody on the road? You even stop. How are you? How's your mother? How's your dog? Has he had a child now? Oh, very good. What's the dog's name? Poppy. Oh, Poppy. Greet Poppy. The next minute you meet another person. Wabuka. Oh, buka. Every buka. You do it, you move to the next one. Isn't it? Then you get to your table. Then you bring out every item in your bag. Pwa, pwa, pwa. Picture of everything. You do your ritual. You sit down. The next thing you do is open Facebook. And you start checking. Oh, this person, look at this picture. Very nice. Oh, I'm just seeing your picture. Very nice picture. When did you take it? Send me a copy. Then you finish that one. You go to Instagram. You know? You're a slay mama now there. Then after that one, you pick up the call. Every phone call that comes, you answer. Then somebody comes and tells you about funeral and kitchen party. They sit down at your table. You even bring tea. Can I give you? Once you can give tea, that means that talk is going for 2 hours. Then the person sits down and is talking. Then your boss comes and says, have you done that thing? What happens? You start explaining. It wasn't explanation. You had no vision. Now you are behind. What is that boss learning? Don't give this person response. They will disappoint you. That person doesn't call you anymore. Start calling the other people. Then you start saying, it's because I'm Bemba. They don't like Bembas. No performance. They can't trust you. It's the one they trust they will call to send to the market. It's the one they trust they will call to send to the bank. It's the one they trust they will call. So that tomorrow, the one they trust is the one they'll send to America. Then you will say, oh no, it's because I'm a Christian. Oh, they just like doing their clique. No, it's that person has noticed when I give you something to do, it takes you years to do it. When I give that other person, he does it immediately. Call that person every time. What are they doing? They are building that person's leadership. You are left on your own. You are not growing. What you should do is say, go to that person. What am I doing wrong? If you are not calling me, it means you are saying I'm not relevant. And if I'm not relevant, I'm not going to grow. Because it's the responsibilities that grow me. So notice who they promote. Those people, that's why in business they say if you want to get something done, give it to a busy person. What are they acknowledging? Their qualities. Whatever they give you, within 24 hours, you must have done it. You must reply every mail within 24 hours. That's if you do mail in that way. You must, 72 hours is more than enough for results. If it goes beyond that, in fact, after 72 hours, you forget everything. If you watch serious people, every time they're talking to you, they have a notebook they're writing. If you watch people that don't achieve results, they are listening to you. Before they walk out, they've forgotten. So the leader, therefore, does not think like you, will start looking for who performs, who produces, who has these attitudes. Those are the people they pay attention to. Those are the people that become, it's not what you read or you don't read. It's the attitudes that take you to the top. Is it making sense? So, no vision. When you don't have a vision, you come to work or go to business at any time. No vision means you will always be late. There's nothing you are aiming for. What else? Lack of what? No accountability. That means you don't think you are answerable to anybody. You do what you like. So it's not just about money. It's about knowing that I'm responsible, I'm accountable. Somebody is inspecting my work. So it makes you conscious of what you are doing. It makes you do things right because you know I'm accountable. Yeah? What else? Yes, sir. Pride. Like I said, once there's pride, you can't learn. No leader becomes a leader with pride. Yes? Bullying those you are leading. Good. So bullying. So you're bullying people. Why is that not good? Bullying. What would you call bullying? Describe bullying. Describe it so that we can discuss it. Yes.
It's more like, let me just give you an example.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
You find that you are a lot of people working at the same place.
Yeah.
Now they will be like, you finish up doing it here,
Mm-hmm.
and then you should go also clean that side.
Mm-hmm. So that person is using their position over you to make you overwork, and they are not doing anything. Is that correct? Good. That's true, isn't it? And by the way, a lot of us men bully the women, no? Starting from home. What do the men do? All they do is wake up. That's the job of a man. Wake up, hold the remote control. You're a man. Yes. Carry on. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If you are bullying someone over a thing, let me say it's trying to do something,
Mm-hmm.
but it's taking time to do it or to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just let me say it. You can't do that. You can't do that. You find that that person will think as if you are underrating them, and they will try to pull up their stock so that they can do it. So
Mm-hmm.
that person goes,
Interpret that for me. So I come into that picture. Interpret the Bemba to me.
the member thing is where it says when someone is doing something,
Mm-hmm.
then you start telling them like they are trying to do it.
Mm-hmm.
They are telling you.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They are not reaching their awareness.
Yes.
Then you come in, you start telling them that you can't do it, you failed.
Mm-hmm.
That you start telling them.
That's actually not just, that's not even bullying, that's discouraging. That's, what else will you call that? Sorry? You are demoralizing the person. That's a whole different thing. Okay? You could call that bullying too, but you are demoralizing the person. You are making the person not believe in themselves anymore. So that is beyond bullying, I think. Bullying is oftentimes when you are using your superior, more power, more to oppress people. That's bullying. Yes? That, we put it under bad leadership. A good leader doesn't bully. Okay? Doesn't bully. Yes? Somebody? Yes? Yeah. Good. Okay, so a good leader will challenge you, but not demoralize you. So maybe what you are saying is that that person doesn't allow you remain there. The person challenges you to get better. So the interpretation is where we lost it. So that's not demoralizing. That's what a leader should do. So in that regard, that person is correct. Because if, take for example, your child, you want the child to grow. If the woman says, the girl says, oh mom, I can't make shima. It's too hot. Will you say, okay, go and sit down? How many of your mothers said that?
No.
How many of them say you are too young to make inshima? Why do you make inshima with skills now? You can even use your leg and be doing the thing. You are very skillful now. Why do you think you got that skill? Because she never allowed you say, I can't. I want to put that as the meaning of what that person is saying. You won't become that thing. And sometimes you get to the point where you want to maybe please that person or show that person what you can do. Good or bad, it has achieved the result. You have become better. A lot of times when you are at that place, you won't like it. But when you are at this place, you will look back and say, if that person didn't do this to me, I won't be in this place. How many of you have been through that before? So it's like when you go to sport, the coach, when they tell you to run 20 kilometers, pull this, do this, you will think they are wicked. Now you are making $1 million, you will start saying, wow, that's the person that made me a superstar. You get it? So that basically is the way of leadership. So in that regard, that person was correct. But bullying doesn't get the best. Bullying means you are abusing your power over somebody. Okay? You're abusing your power. You are threatening them. You're all that. That's wrong. Nobody should ever do that. Good leaders don't do that. Yes? What else? Yes, ma'am. Dishonesty. Dishonesty is bad. So lack of integrity, dishonesty.
Trying to describe you. Elohim, Elion, Ale Shelewi. The greatness is all I see. There is nothing you cannot do. There's no mountain you cannot move. If you have said it, then you will do it.
Are you tired of boring, regular, traditional